the 28th hour experience with K. Camille, where you know it's real. It's the 28th hour experience with K. Camille, where you know it's real. Current events, different topics with a twist you can't miss. K. Camille, 28th hour experience. Talking about books, different looks. Talking about stories that leave you shook. K. Camille, 28th hour experience.
Hey y'all, what's up? It is episode 4. Welcome back to the 28th hour experience. This has been a heavy, very heavy week. And we just gonna talk a little bit. How was everyone's weekend? Let me know what you did over the weekend. I'm gonna start off light because, of course, our week was heavy as hell last week. And, of course, I know you guys have been spending a majority of your time flicking between news channels, articles, trying to figure out what is going on. So I have a few resources today that I think will help you get a good roundabout story about what happened. But before we get into those deep, dark stories of America, I want to say that today's episode is called America. This is America. And America has gotten sloppy. Or rather been sloppy. But I think because it's so much technology that and everything is happening at once and we see everything, that's what makes it different. So when something happens, we see it. Unfortunately, we had to see that young man die like that on the internet. It was reshared numerous times. And like I said in previous video, it has desensitized us in a sense because of all the technology. It's a lot of good that comes from it, but it's also a lot of bad. But before we get into that, because once you start talking about it, you just get to talking. I had to take major notes today so I could stay on task because it's a lot. But let's start light, and then we just gonna end it with what our country, America, keeps us up with. So, of course, y'all know I started off with music because music's one of my loves. And because of the heavy week, my music choices will reflect that because I have not really been absorbing music as well as I normally do because it's literally been too much stuff going on. So the song of the week, of course, I revisited it because I'm like, this is crazy. This is America by Childish Gambino. And I, of course, went on YouTube to revisit it and, just watch the video, listen to the words. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy because this is America. The Quiet Storm selection reflects off of that. Song was wrote many years ago by Hathaway. We'll all be free. And I feel like it was a very fitting song for the situations that we are facing this week. I want y'all to check those songs out and let me know how they made you feel. Because at the end of the day, I want everyone to take something good from this podcast. I don't care how small it is, a chuckle, anything. So those are our two songs. This is America-Childish Gambino, and the Quiet Storm selection is Someday We'll All Be Free by Hathaway. It's a beautiful song, a fast and slow song for the week. I like to listen We'll All Be Free by myself because it's a very reflective song. It's a very emotional song. You can feel him and his emotions in that song, so I really enjoy it. Still on music, shout out to Cardi B because the album comes out this week. I want to say the 18th or the 19th. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. It's one of those days. But regardless of that, her rollout has been a treat. I love how she's taking it back organically, going to the streets and doing what we fell in love with her for, which was her personality, her winning personality. We all felt some type of connection with Cardi B because she keeps it real. Everybody has a friend or knows somebody that got a Cardi B, or you need a Cardi B. You need an unfiltered friend who gonna keep it real with you, make you laugh and look fabulous while doing it. We all got that friend. I may be that friend for some people. Hey, I don't know. But I love how she's making fun of herself, but in a good way. Like, she's laughing at it like, okay, we gonna use the memes from court. We gonna put them on my cover art. Shout out to my fans for that. I'm gonna take it to the streets with the incense, bootleg my own shit. I respect it. Like, and it's drawing good attention. It's not negative, and it's following the theme. Like I keep saying every week, am I the drama? Like, she's out here like, am I the drama? And it's very fitting. I can't wait to hear the album. I hope that her effort pays off tremendously, because it really has been a treat. And that's what they used to do back in the day. To know that she's going to record stores and doing signings of the album, like that's back in the day. Like, I remember Justin's I'm revealing my age, but I remember Justin's record store and going there with my mom or my sister to get whatever album they said was coming out. And it would be a treat if that artist was in there and you could get your album signed. Like, that was a treat. And I feel like that is a good way to get those hard record sales. You ain't got to worry about no streams. You was right there. You seen them purchase it for $9.99. But shout out to her. Everybody has been asking me about the Young Thug stuff. Listen, it's so many resources out here. Go on Young Thug page. All you got to do is follow him on Twitter. He'll let you know what's going on. It's a lot of sources out here, though, to cover Young Thug. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I literally am watching it with y'all. I'm enjoying the little tee-hee-hees of it. And it's just like a domino. It's just like, doom. I'm not about to report on that. I report once a week. That would take up all of my time to talk about other things going on in the world. What I will point out, though, because I love music, is our good girl Glow, my birthday twin, did Looking Ass. What was it? Point 'em out. Whatever that song was it either pointing at, looking at, boy, whatever. She made a joke of it, and I love that. Okay, you about to call me ugly? Well, here you go. Let me tell you how I feel about y'all. But she did it in a fun way, because it's like, I'm not taking this shit serious. You around here singing like a canary. Boy, you calling me ugly is the least of your damn concerns. And that's all I got from this song. And I laughed, Sorry to Mariah. As a woman, I'm sorry that she's going through this heartbreak. But hey, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. And you're going to always hear me say that, because it is so true. It's so prominent. And that's just what it is. I'm not covering no more about that. They not together no more. Young Thug telling on everybody under the sun and did everything that you could possibly do that he said don't do. He did it. And that's that. If you want more information, just type it in Instagram or Google and all of it will pop up. I promise you. But those audio recordings are so funny, because his feet rubbing together. He rubbing his feet together. He was rubbing his feet together talking. Now, on to other things, and still kind of music, but with some fashion. Everybody looked good this past Friday at the Fox Theater at the Jeezy TM 101 Orchestra event. It was beautiful. Jeezy looked good. Look at that. And like I said, it was buffs everywhere. Everybody's spectacles was the buffs, including our lovely Jeezy. He looked so good. Everybody looked so good. I was so proud. It was everything that I knew it was going to be. I'm so glad he allowed it to be streamed so people could have streaming parties. Like, that was fun. That was a treat. Because I know I was enjoying myself streaming it. And my favorite cut from the orchestra was Bottom of the Map. the way they flipped that song, and that's one of my favorites from that album, but the way they flipped that, beautiful. It was chef's kiss. I love what Jeezy did. I love that how he celebrated that. He also announced a Las Vegas residency, which I love. For the people who missed this epic night, now you can make a treat of it and plan a trip and go out there and see it at a Las Vegas residency. So I love that he did that. And he didn't just leave. He did do something for the community. He came back with the Street Dreams Community Day, where he worked with Henry Ford, and it emphasized on health. And he was in Detroit. It was cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure, sex education, all those type of things, and he was bringing it back to the community. So not only did he perform and sell out a show and have fun with us, he did come back and reach back to the community. So shout out to Jeezy, and his album is coming out on the 28th called Still Snoring. So his little rollout this weekend, not even little, big rollout this weekend was nice. You did a beautiful show. You reached out to the community, and you dropped a announcement of an album that we are anticipating, and I am looking forward to checking out. So shout out to Jeezy. I hope you guys who all made it there had a good time. Y'all looked really, really good. Still on to fashion, y'all gotta know it's an Aloe store. It's an Aloe store in downtown Detroit now, with the many others: Lululemon, Gucci, Nike, X Armor. I love what they're doing down there. It looks beautiful. I know it's going to look very good during Christmas. They decorate it really nice, and that's going to be a nice treat to shop. Now, I don't know if Louis talking about getting down there, but they can going on down there too, and just complete the look. It really looks nice. You know, downtown has the buildings for it. It has the look for it. It can be a Rodeo Drive. It can be a fashion avenue downtown too. So I'm for it. I'm totally for it. Also, talking about downtown, there will be an Apple store that is coming downtown, which will be very convenient, I know, for the companies and people down there with their phones, because I know when I work downtown, I wish it was an Apple store downtown so I could have, you know, got my phone fixed on my lunch break or anything like that. So shout out to Apple for finally moving downtown, so we ain't gotta go all the way far out to get an Apple product or get ours fixed. Now, still on fashion, I just had to throw that Apple Store thing in there because we was talking about downtown Detroit. The Emmys 2025. I don't know what it is. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not just, you know, with all the looks. I do have some favorites. Here goes some of my favorites. So I love the girl who plays Wednesday. I know her last name is Ortega. I can't remember her first name. Please forgive me. I love that top. I love the simple black. She looks good. Good Wednesday. Miss Bassett, Miss Angela Bassett. I love her. Very simple, but still loud. It's just, I love a shimmer. Leos love shimmer. If you don't know, we got to have something that's shimmering. And this is a good, like a little, it's cute. And we going and we there. Loved it. Oh, Selena Gomez. She looks so pretty. I love this bright red to just go into the winter. Like, okay, take your last red hot look. I love what she gave for this look for the Emmys. I love him. I don't know his name, but I know he from Snowfall. He looked clean as hell. He looked clean as the cocoa, okay? He looked really nice. I love when a man knows how to put on a suit and put that shit on, and he did. I love her. Abbott Elementary. Every woman needs a little black dress to go on a date and a black gown that you can wear to any event that you just so happen to be invited to, or you know you got to go to, and you don't really keep a black dress. Every woman needs a black dress. Evening gown, cocktail gown. Trust when I tell you, black always wins. Winter, summer, fall, black is in. I just wanted to post this because y'all know why I don't like this. I don't like this because it's too much going on. My mind cannot focus. Once my mind can't focus on what you're trying to do, but I love his character. He's one of my favorites. He's one of my absolute favorites. But that outfit, this, not. It's just like, where do it start? Where do it end? Yeah, no. Okay. Now that we're done with the fashions, it wasn't really a lot to talk about, but it is linked in the description, so you can check out the other ones. Let me know who your favorite was or who wasn't. I just wanted to show y'all a few because I said we're gonna talk about fashion, so that's what they served up. Let's move on to, I guess, the heavy stuff, the Charlie Kirk. And what I'm going to say right now is the things that I'm going to talk about. I want to shout out a fellow podcaster, a fellow YouTuber. Didi got a podcast. Please go follow him. The 2 videos that I will be talking about are in this description. Go follow him. Tell him I sent you over there, because he covers these situations so well and so in depth and with the receipts that I just want to reiterate something that I learned from him, but I want you to go watch the video in full detail, both of them, because they are very insightful and they just, Now, before we get into that, I just want to talk about a couple of things that bothered me about this. One, when the incident happened, all of these cameras are around. It was no structure. It was no structure. With all this technology, it's no structure. So we seen everything, okay? To the point where people are breaking down videos and able to see the 2 men behind them doing some kind of, type of thing, to the point where you see a man running across the roof of the school. It was so many holes in this story that it didn't make sense. But what also was weird about this case was it overshadowed a whole school shooting in Colorado, I believe. Yes, Colorado, and I believe the school was Evergreen High School. Now, what's killing me is my very first episode, or episode 2, we talked about a school shooting. This school shooting, I have 2 articles below in the description that will give you in-depth details. The Charlie Kirk incident overshadowed this completely. When that happened to that young man, I seen nothing about this, and these are children. The shooter, the pew, he was 16 years old, and I'm talking about the Colorado shooting. Let me shed light on it before I talk about the Kirk situation, because we've talked about it. You know more about the Charlie Kirk situation than you do the situation that I'm talking about now with the Colorado shooting. So he was 16 years old, and of course, like typical fashion, he died from a self-inflicted wound. He left 2 others critically injured. I am not sure if there are any more. It was an article that was saying a lot more people were injured, but I don't know how true that is. But I do have 2 articles below that I found to be more factual, so I do want y'all to check that out. Also, what I found to be weird was, you dropping the flags half mast, all of this is going on, and we just had another school shooting, and I'm not trying to take away from his incident, but we have to face the elephant in the room. Everyone that's talking, it's truth in everything. Yes, we know that man believed in things. He was a racist. He was this, he was that. Okay, fine. But I would have rather not seen that. Okay, I would have not rather seen that. What I also don't appreciate is how sloppy America is with their rhetoric, because it comes off like something was wrong about this. First of all, the young man who did it is supposedly 22, and the weapon that was used, how they're saying it is, he was on the roof. First of all, wait, go back. they have surveillance of him walking to the school or whatever, and he's walking kind of like with a limp. So they're spectating that the gun was, and I can't even say these words. Like, this is why I don't even want to talk about this. So let me hurry up. Let me just hurry up. So he had the thing in his leg. He's like, woo, woo, woo. That's why I need y'all to go to DD Got a Podcast, because he gonna break it down better than I ever could on this. Because I'm just not getting started. I don't need to be flagged in my first. This is the 4th episode. Y'all gotta give me a break. Now, listen. He's wobbling. So they're spectating that thing is in his leg, pant leg. Okay, so now I got to the roof with pew pew in my pants leg. Okay, now I get up there, I fix it up and stuff, and then I pew pew. And then they say it was some wrote on the bullet. Now, for me, I also have a video about the school shooting that happened in Minneapolis by the 24-year-old, I believe, transgender. Check that video out as well. It's in the description, okay? I don't know what it is about people writing on these bullets and these clips, but it's a part of, I guess it's a part of their manifesto. Okay, I digress. Now, he's up there, he does his due. They say it was some wrote on there. That is on the video in the description. I'm telling y'all, go check these videos out. You will not regret it. Now, okay, cool. He wrote that on the thing. Boom. Now you telling me he broke the gun, he broke that pew-pew down. It's professionals, grown men, who is saying that weapon that he used, supposedly, allegedly, all of this, that ain't no easy feat. So his little self, he supposedly did that, jumped down from the roof, ran to the woods, put the pew-pew back together, wrapped it up, and put it and hid it in the woods. Now they're saying he confessed through a priest, and his father got him to whatever. The fact that he was in the video, how did he broke it down, was like he was talking to his parents about it. Mind you, I believe that the person, the guy who committed the crime, was a Trump supporter. So a lot of things that were first coming out when the situation first happened were false. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more into this than what meets the eye, you know? And they're really trying to say that the guy that we're seeing that did it, supposedly, is being used as a patsy. And that's not too far off from the truth. We've seen it time and time again in the United States history. This is not something that is just made up. We've seen it in historical time. They use a downfall. Why is it everybody who does a big thing like this either ends up locked up or something weird? It's something weird. So believe half of what you hear and half of what you see. That's all I'm saying. And what I want to do over here at the 28th Hour Experience is to give you the information, but I also want you to do your own research. I will give you all the resources that I have seen, that I've laid my eyes on, and show you different YouTubers, different podcasters, different people who talk about certain situations that have more information than I do. So if you really, really want to get into the rabbit hole of what's going on with this, Dee Got a Podcast really does cover a lot of tough topics, but this topic right now, because we're on it, he covered it so well. He did a live, and he also did a video on it. I linked them below. Go give it a subscribe. Comment that I sent you over there. Give me a shout out too, you know. But it's he really educates you and opens your eyes to everything, because we can be mad and we can make it a racial thing, but at the end of the day, we're all Americans, and it's not going to be about race. It's going to be about that mighty dollar, who has it and who does not. Okay, so I need everybody to pay attention to what's going on. They're saying that it's more unemployed people than there are jobs available since 2021. Okay, they asked Donald Trump the next day after the Charlie Kirk situation, how you holding up? Because, you know, they would expect him to be like, you know, kind of messed up, because both sides, Democrats and Republicans, are talking about this like this, you don't do this because you don't agree with what somebody believes in. That's just ridiculous. Okay, because we've lost some of our greatest men and some of our greatest forefathers because of what they believed in. We lost some of our grandmothers and our grandfathers because of something they believed in. So again, I can say that we all can agree on that nobody should die for what they believe in. All parties are wrong who feel like I should take you off the earth because you believe in God, Buddha, you black, you white, you yellow, you not this, that. That's ridiculous. Okay, so I hope that we can all agree on that. Now everybody has a different perspective of Mr. Kirk, and did he deserve it, and he was a racist. Okay, he was a racist, and I'm gonna just leave it there because I want y'all to go check out his podcast. I want y'all to go check out the information. What I also found fun, but let me tell you what Donald Trump said. So they asked Donald Trump, they're like, okay, so how you feel? How you holding up? And he like, oh, I'm holding up just fine. I'm looking forward to the ballroom that's being rebuilt in the White House. It hasn't been rebuilt in over 100 years, and I'm looking forward to that. Everything's great. Everything's fine. And I'm just like, he is so monotone. He don't even care about what's going on. But then when I watched the podcast and broke it down, he gave me a different perspective. And I'm like, yeah, because if all it is some underlying bull crap, are you surprised that happened to him? Because, they're not saying it, but he was going against the grain a little bit. And Dee breaks it down in his podcast about how, Charlie Kirk was going against the grain a little bit of what the agenda was. Because, look at it. Pay attention to the question that was asked. Pay attention to those two guys behind him. Once the question was asked, those two guys, then the writing on the bullet that quote unquote allegedly killed him. It's just like a lot. Then the wife, she came out with a speech, and she just, I don't know. I don't know how it made me feel, honestly. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what she meant. If you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. If you're really weird. Another really weird thing about the Charlie Kirk thing was it was a book. It was a whole book. And let me tell you the title of it. See, I told you I had to have my notes about this. So it was a book that was available. Come on, pull up. Yes. A book available on Amazon foreshadowing Charlie Kirk's death. The Shooting of Charlie Kirk, a comprehensive account of the Utah Valley University attack, the aftermath, and America's response. The publication date is September 9, 2025. This happened September 10th. This book was published September 9th. And, they were saying that how he was talking, he knew something was going to happen. He kind of felt it. And I don't not believe that. I believe that is totally possible, that he could have definitely felt like, I'm not agreeing to certain things, or, I'm not saying what they want or doing what they want. Now I'm kind of like flipping the switch a little bit. They got a target on me. And it comes with the territory. And unfortunately, somebody lost their life. And because of that, other people's lives who were in tragedy, that got overshadowed. But it makes me think about when we did not have internet and we didn't have social media. How many stories we did not hear about that did not make it to CNN or MSNBC or any of or Fox News. How many stories went untold? So I'm glad that we have the platforms to let those news outlets be available. But there was a time when all stories were not covered. Some things did go unrest. Think about if Rodney King's situation wasn't recorded. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just using that as an example. But that just goes to show you, and that was back in 91. If that wasn't recorded, that could have been hearsay, It could have been literally hearsay. But the world got to see that. What if Emmett Till's mother decided to not do an open casket? She wanted the world to see what the country did to her baby. So, we've been seeing tragedy for a very, very, very long time. It has been put in our face and at the hands of Americans on Americans. We gotta quit talking about black on black, white on white crime. Can we talk about American and American crime? American on American crime? Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Because it's like that again. The wife said it. You doing that did not end whatever he believed in. Now you got a whole bunch of people who believe in him that's going to keep going just on the strength that you tried to silence him. So now they're going to come harder. His wife said that. And she's not lying. You have some people who want to keep the rhetoric up of the Charlie Kirks of the world, the Donald Trumps of the world. You have some people who want to keep the mission alive for Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, all those good people. So it's yin and yang. It's no good without evil. It's no evil without good. So again, it's just life. It's a part of life, but you have to, and that's why I keep saying in every podcast, stay prayed up, because it's nothing else that will help you. And I don't know, we're constantly getting reminded every day how nothing else will help you but prayer. Nothing. Because if they shut everything down right now and all this tap cash, all of this, you'd have no money. I ain't just say that for no reason. Please be mindful of what y'all doing. Please keep a savings account in your house or in your person where if some stuff pop off, you ain't worried about no toilet paper and no tissue. Be mindful. And I'm not going to talk about politics a lot here because I'm not a politician. But I do keep my ear close to my district, my zone, my community, who's representing for my state. Those things, you have to pay attention to those things so that you're not just voting anybody in who don't believe in what you believe in, so that changes can be made. But what happened over this week, this is something deeper to it. And I really need y'all to check these. All this stuff that I have in this description, I need y'all to click every one of them because every one of them is more beneficial than the last, okay? And it's unfortunate. People have lost their lives. Children have lost their lives. It's literally, we don't know when it's going to be an end to it. But what I do know is we have to be mindful that this is an intolerable world now. Everyone is sensitive. It's a crash out zone. And we are under a spiritual warfare. When you can't even turn your TV on or look on your phone without death being the first thing you see, you have to understand that what's happening now is bigger than all of us. None of us are bigger than the program. None of us. And be mindful what happened last week. This is not the end. This is going to be a cold winter. But this is our safe space over here where we talk about things and things that have been on my mind. And that's what was on my mind. I really don't have no more for y'all today, because that really blew my mind. And when I watched that man's podcast and I was like, I know I wasn't feeling weird for no reason. And when he broke down everything, like, that is crazy. But you have to be mindful of your surroundings. You have to be mindful of things you say. Now, everything is coming to you at once like this. And that's why everybody is so anxious and so defensive and so ready to get in somebody's ass, because we don't know what's about to happen next. And all of this happened. And then 9/11 was still right there in the banks of that. And then that is a whole conspiracy rabbit hole in itself. Everything that it's so exhausting that everything that happens in America is like a rabbit hole that you can get lost in for years, okay? So tell me what y'all think about the information that I gave y'all in the description. Oh, wait a minute now. I got more information on that Chicago case. Let's get into it. Hold on, because I want to read it verbatim. I'm going to put it up here, but I'm going to read it because it's so sad. Okay. Case closed. As of now, Khadijah Johnson, aka Holly Johnson, will not be facing charges in the death of Romika Meeks. This is the story that I was telling y'all about that happened in Chicago, where a young mother was killed outside of her son's school after dropping him off lunch. So I got the behind details, and it's posted. You can pause it to read it, but I'm about to read it out loud right now. As of now, Khadijah Johnson, aka Holly Johnson, will not be facing charges in the death of Romika Meeks. Here's what really happened, or so they're saying. Khadijah, being the baby mama that's free, didn't drive from Wisconsin. She was already at the baby daddy's house. They were dropping off Romika and Carlos' son at school. So Romika is the one who died. Khadijah is the one that's free. Carlos is the baby daddy that they both have a child by. So Romika and Carlos, not Romika and Carlos, Khadijah and Carlos was dropping off Carlos' son at school. Romika showed up reportedly bringing her lunch for her son, saw Khadijah and attacked her. Khadijah already had an open order of protection against Romika. See, this is why with these cases, you got to be careful, because when this case first came out, when the video and all of that, they were saying that Romika, the one who's deceased now, had a protection order against Khadijah. Okay, so now that changes so much, but it's still senseless death. I'm just saying, it changes. One detail changes the whole narrative, though. Let me continue. During the fight, so Romika, the one who died, showed up and reportedly bringing lunch for her son, saw Khadijah and attacked her. Khadijah already had an open order protection against Romika. During the fight, Khadijah shot Romika and told police, "I feared for my life." She was arrested at the scene, but later released. According to reports, the case is officially closed. No charges filed. My condolences, because it is a son out here who doesn't have his mama because the adults can't get it together. What is he supposed to take from that? Because ultimately, if I know that I got a protection order against my man's baby mama, I'm not about to go to their son's school with him, because she may be there and I don't want to risk breaking my own protection order. So none of it makes sense. But I had to give y'all that. I have ran into that over the weekend too. Tell me what y'all think about that. Yeah. A very, very tragic case. I hate how it was handled. She was just yelling, I'm licensed to carry. I'm licensed to carry. Okay, you licensed to carry. It don't mean you got to be Tomb Raider, okay, y'all? Thank y'all for taking a piece out of your hour to come to the 28th hour experience and chat it up with me a bit. I hope y'all take something from this podcast. Watch Dee Got a Podcast, the episode. You'll see why I say America has gotten really, really sloppy. And we are still bullies, because a lot of this that is going on is a power struggle, and it's a money struggle. Be smart, have a heart, and I'll see you later on the 28th hour experience. Thanks for chilling with me. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
Stories that leave you shook. K. Camille, 28th hour experience.